Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, it's a transfer show. I know it's late at night, 9 o'clock at night, but it's a reason for that because the half she finished work at 7. So it, by the time I got home and everything, so I thought I'll do it for 9 o'clock. It'll be easier. Um, Still without my laptop, as you can see, I'm still on my iPad today. I have handed my laptop in this evening to the shop, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's uh, it's not an expensive repair and it can be sorted out. Um, Technology for you, and when it's used every day, it's that's what happens. Unfortunately, things wear out, don't they? So hopefully, it's nothing major, and it will be sorted as soon as possible. But for the time being, I use my iPad just as good. Okay, so if you do like what you see, then please smash the like. It does help the channel up the search results. So if you haven't yet smashed that like, then please do. It would be much appreciated. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please smash that subscribe. Come and join this great community we have here. And also that bell notification will tell you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. So I'm on 600 subscribers, bang on. And so yeah, if you haven't yet subscribed, come and join it. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you to everybody so far. Before we get in the show, we're going to get into some comments. So Mason says evening. Good evening, Mason. Yeah, you're gonna have to bear with me, guys, with the and girls with the iPad. It's a totally different setup compared to me laptop. Normally, with a laptop, I can just go boom, 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 but with the iPad, I can't. Exploring the Northeast, all right, Tony? Yeah, yeah, mate, absolutely fine, thank you. Congrats on getting 600, says Night and Gaming. Thank you very much indeed, my friend. Yeah, you reached 600 subs. Well done, Tony. Thank you very much. Not only have I reached 600 subs, I've also smashed through 7,000 watch hours since I started 7 months ago. So, the watch hours, that's about 1,000 hours a month people are watching. The last the last 7 days, 1,500 people have viewed the channel. 44 shares of the channel's being put around. So that is absolutely fantastic. Keep sharing, guys. Keep sharing. That is great. Get the word out there. I've got viewers coming in now from Uganda. I've got Saudi Arabia on board. Everywhere on the world. It's absolutely fantastic, and it does mean a lot. Paul says, "Evening, Tony, and everyone. Good evening to you." Yeah, I will. Oh, by the way, I will have a special guest coming on about 9:15. So Kyle says he will kindly come on at 9:15. I couldn't get Rolly on tonight, but Kyle said he would quite happily come on, but it'll be about 9:15. So Kyle will join me. Hi, Tony. Have a great show. Says, oh, there's Rolly there. Hi, Rolly. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Retro setup, haha, says David. Yeah, you can tell I'm in the bedroom. The half's got the living room. She's been at work all day, so she wants to rest in there. Ian says, evening again, Mason. Good evening, Tony and Jack. Good evening, Andrew. Hope you're well, my friend. Um, Ian says, hi, Tony. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm fine, mate, apart from the fact I haven't got my laptop, So my laptop's, uh, you know, in a bit of disrepair at the moment, you know. It's only 3 year old, the laptop as well, but it's an HP. But let's hope the man can fix it. Uh, Ian says, Toon Trader, yeah, right, Tony, up you well, mate. Yeah, well, apart from my laptop, yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Off to York tomorrow, so yeah, not too bad at all. So looking forward to that. Matt says, hi, Tony and chat. Good evening to you, Matt. I hope you're very well, my friend. Uh, Rolly saying I'm popping in tonight, but should be on the next show. Okay. Okay, so, right, there's lots of transfer rumours going around now. We are really, really flying. So, you're going to have to get used to go. There's going to be quite a few more transfer shows on the channel. I know I haven't done any for about a couple of weeks, but the season coming to an end, that was busy. We had the Brighton game, then we had the Leicester game, then we had the Chelsea game, so things were a bit busy that way. And I've done a couple of shows this week. I've done one on Tuesday, sorry, the European tour, which I thought wasn't a bad show. Just talking to some of the fans and getting their take, and they were quite complimentary towards us. Even the Villa fan was quite complimentary. So there was no malice there from those fans. Then last night, if you didn't see it, I'd done Welcome to the Premier League. Fortunately, the Luton fan couldn't come on. I had the Sheffield United and Dan from Turf Moorhouse and the Travelling Blade. Fortunately, Travelling Blade got cut off, and then he tried to get on, and he couldn't get back on, and um, so not too bad in that way. But they were absolutely fantastic last night. Great guys they are. Dan's brilliant. Dan is brilliant, and I've spoken to Dan before. And me and Dan will be doing the previews for the Burnley games next season, so that should be ideal. And the Travelling Blade will probably come on and do the Sheffield United, and also the Luton. I've got another Luton Town fan who said he'd want to come on and do previews. So lots to get looking forward to for next season. But this is the here and now, and the here and now is it's the transfer season. Yes, silly season is upon us now. We are probably going to be linked to about 5,000 players by the end of this window. Who knows? I'm not even going to count how many players are linked because I couldn't be bothered to write every single name down. So, yes, it's going to be massive. But stay tuned on here because any latest news, we will bring it to you as soon as we find it. As soon as we know a player's coming in to sign or they've signed, we will bring that straight to you as soon as we possibly can. So stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. But I'm not in the know. So as I always say, I'm not in the know. Anywhere it's linked, it's a rumour. The only way it's true is when they stand there with a black and white shirt on and that scarf above their head to say, yes, we have signed for the tune. So, okay, let's get into some comments. David Knight says, I heard Goldbridge saying we are linked to Osimhen today. Gabby Agbonho's probably going to say he should go to Brentford instead. Uh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, you're absolutely right, David. We are linked to Osimhen. There is a link. Apparently, we have spoken to his agents, so that's another thing. Yes, we know Man United are looking at him, but there is 130 million pound there. But apparently, we're getting a £100 million cash boost on top because of the Champions League and finishing fourth. And so, they could be putting that towards that. Who knows? We don't know what the actual budget is at Newcastle United. We don't know how much they can physically go out and spend, So, yeah, so we don't really know. So, again, it's a wait and see. But again, we will be coming up with Victor Osimhen very, very soon, though. Ian says, not doing Scottish Cup final watch along Tony C. Celtic win a treble. I'm not, mate. No, 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 because I'm in York tomorrow, so I won't see it. Paul said, I love Osimhen. He looks classy, he is, Paul. Ian says, cost too much, and Paul says, probably. Yeah, but again, if the reports are true that the club has spoken to his agents, then there must be something there. There must be something from our club that states, look, um, you know, the, the club must know what their finances are for the new season and for transfers. So, you know, watch this space. You never know. It's a funny old game, as Jimmy Greaves once said, football. So you never know. It could it could turn out. It could turn out to just be a rumour. But if he signed, I think everybody go wild because it'd be one hell of a signing. Can you imagine to choose from Isak, Osimhen, and Wilson? My God, what a great three that would be. Ian says Osimhen would be a dream, but probably too soon for us financially. Ghanaian, we don't know. We don't know the ins and outs, mate, but we'll find out, I should imagine. Um, Paul says Szoboszlai looks awesome too. Yes, he does. And David, sorry I missed your comment, David. We'll probably stagger a few deals, especially big ones. Yeah, absolutely. You see, the thing is, if say Osimhen's release clause is £130 million, what you do as a club, you go, right, I'll give you 135 million. So you're buying above the release clause, and then you can send it in installments. That's exactly what Chelsea did with Enzo Fernandez. They went above his release clause so they could pay it in installments, where with the release clause, you got to pay it out there and then. It's a shame Bootham Crescent isn't around anymore in York. Yeah, that's a shame, Mason, isn't it? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But yeah, it's not there no more, is it? So the first player we're gonna talk about anyway, and this player is apparently a target of ours, and I think a lot of people will be happy with this guy as a target because I think it strengthens our defence tenfold. Without further ado, let's get his picture. So there he is. Yes, that's Min Jae Kim. Okay, so as we know, Min Jae Kim is 26 years old. He's Korean. Um, you know, he's had 35 starts out of 35 games he's played. Um, 2 goals, 2 assists, 14 clean sheets, and 5 yellow cards all season. So it's it's one of them players. I mean, I would take this guy at the drop of a hat. I think it's about 45 million. His price tag, I think. Again, cracking defender, and yeah, tell you what, if we're in for him, that's a statement signing if we got him. But again, it all depends on whether one, Napoli want to sell, and two, we are in for him. But he's an absolute baller. Lewis says, I think it's a player that would be perfect fit for the tune. Absolutely, Lewis. Uh, Night and E Gaming says, I take him in a heartbeat. Absolutely. Paul says, Kim looks class too. Um, it's too much to this window. Can't take the excitement. Absolutely. I mean, the excitement of this window is just absolutely brilliant. David says, him and Botman at centre back would be unbelievable. He's fast, strong, and scary. Well, at least on FIFA. 45 million is cheap. For a class defender like that, £45 million is very, very cheap indeed. So again, it's a one we wait in anticipation. But um, they're saying Man U are not just the favourites from, but apparently we're in there as well. So again, it's one of them. We just have to wait and see. Whether he's a whether he is a target or not, we don't know, but we will find out. And right on cue, in comes the guest. I've got currently 25 watching at the moment, so if you haven't yet smashed that like, then please do. That really will help the channel. And also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please smash that subscribe. Thank you. Okay, here he is. Without further ado, let's get him in.
Oh,
Hi,
sorry.
Kyle. You all
Hello.
right? Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, I just hope the camera is correct. All right. How you doing? You all right, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Well, apart from my laptop going on me last night, yesterday morning I switched it on, shared me short of Twitter, I switched it off, came home, went to start for the show last night, put my laptop on, and I thought, what's going on? Yeah, not starting up at all. So I've just dropped it off
Oh
at the repair
no,
guy tonight. So he's got it. Hopefully, it's nothing major. So that at the moment, I'm using my iPad.
Tony. Do you know how them guys can see all your search history, your browser, you know what I mean? Like your
Right,
internet
sorry,
search
I've got,
history.
I've got, I've got nothing. I've got nothing to hide in there.
Are you sure? Are you
Oh,
not nervous? Are you not nervous?
no, not at all. Because all I've got in there is all me, all that they'll see in there is StreamYard, Twitter, me thumbnail creator. That's all they're gonna see in there. So
No worries, no worries.
yeah.
Aye. So what we're talking about tonight, Tony? What we're talking about? What's
So we're talking about transfers. I mean, we've just spoke about one player so far. I mean, this player who's linked with us now, Min Jae Kim,
Oh no, he's not.
centre half.
No, he's not Tony. Tony, he's the best
He,
centre back in the world. He's got a manu.
not necessarily.
Who?
Apparently, we're
Wait,
in for him.
where you seen that?
According to rumours, and there's plenty of them.
Mate, he's the best centre back in the world right now.
And must I say we can't get him, Kyle.
No, no, you're right. That we have every right. I haven't seen anything on us with him. All I've seen is Manu after him, and I was worried
Yeah,
because if Manu got him and Harry Kane, then there'd be a force. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But Yeah. Let's hope you're right, mate. I hope we do get him. He's absolutely outstanding.
He is, isn't he? Yeah. Um, I would have him. 58 million euros he's up for, you know. So yeah, I mean, why not? Um, well, I think it'd just be an absolute steal if we got him in. But
I'd pay 100 million for him.
yeah, yeah.
He should be the most expensive centre back in the world.
hmm I mean, Sport Bible have done it. The Chronicles had it in apparently. We're out to try and hijack him from Man United.
Oh,
And
how good would that
if
be?
we can, if we can, I tell you what, if we can hijack any player out of Man United, away from Man United, fantastic. I would absolutely bloody love it
Yeah.
because it's that Man United thing again. So yeah,
And yeah,
absolutely.
and do you know what I was thinking today? Do you know, like every window you're like, all right, okay, we're gonna do well, we've got the money now, blah blah blah. But then we sign people, but they're not like, okay, we got Bruno. But we've never signed like big stars that you know about and you're like, oh my god, what a signing. We've never had that. And like I think I think we're gonna be surprised this window with a big signing.
Mm,
I don't think we're just going to get these. I know we're going for these teenagers and all that, and I think they're doing absolutely brilliant with what they're doing. They know what they're doing. But I
hmm
just think with we're getting Champions League, I think we're going to be surprised, you know, by a big signing because
Yeah,
they know if you want to win the Champions League, we're not just in the Champions League next season just to do well. If you're in the Champions League, you're in it to win it, and I think
yeah,
that they want the best chance at winning it. And I just have that feeling we're going to be all surprised by this big name. I think we're going to get a big signing in this window. I really
yeah,
do. I think, honestly, I do. I just think, like, I think we're going to be surprised. You know, something big's going to happen.
yeah. I mean, uh, David says him and Botman at centre back would be unbelievable. He's so fast and strong, it's scary. Well, at least on FIFA, 45 million's cheap. Lewis says I'll be on for a bit because I've been up since 7:30 this morning. Come back from London. Um, we are back at 1:30, 1:45. All right, okay, mate. No worries. Hope you've
Hmm.
had a good time, mate. I'll read Kel, mate. Says Ian.
Yep.
Ian Fleming says hi, pal.
Hi, buddy.
Kim will be on the shirt. That's his surname. Yeah, absolutely. He's been linked with us, says Ian. Yeah, he has. Andrew
Wow.
says I'll swap the cells for him.
Okay then.
Swap the cells, yeah. Andrew's just taking the P. Ian says he's been linked, but there's lots of competition and Man U will pay silly wages to fuck us over a bit. Yeah, absolutely. Jake says, hi, Tony. We're all going to Madrid. Ah, yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, we'll see where we are going in the Champions League. That'll be the interesting draw, won't it? So we'll find out in August. And yeah. So the next player I'm going to bring on screen, and this one is rumoured to be a very close signing and the first signing of the window. Now then, I'm going to give a special mention out to one of my viewers, and I don't think he's in the chat tonight, but if he watches the show back, you'll see I've mentioned his name tonight, and I think he'll be absolutely over the moon. So, BF Aiken. We all know BF Aiken comes in the chat. Great lad, great guy, absolutely spot on. Now, he called it with this player and said this player will be coming to Newcastle, and I'll tell you what it is. Absolutely spot on, mate. Absolutely spot on, Bia. And this is the player. There we go. That's Minty. So that's Yankubo Minty. Um, I mean Yankuba, sorry, Minty. I mean he's 18-year-old Gambian. Um, he's played 15 out of 17 games, scored 4 goals, 4 assists, and has had 6 yellow cards in those games. Um, he plays in midfield. I mean, to be fair, he, you know, he's a young lad. Apparently, he's going to come into the club once we sign him, and we're going to send him on loan somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, you probably don't know much about him, Kel, to be honest. But I mean,
No,
are
I
you happy
do.
with that? Are you happy with him?
No, I'm not actually.
You're
Well,
not.
no, I'm. God, I sound like a broken record. No, I am honestly, I am positive. I want him. £6 million apparently paying for him, and he looks like a great kid, and he looks like a really good player. He's got skill, and he's a young lad.
Hmm.
But them stats don't really shout out at me, And I've seen him play. I have, and I've only ever seen him score one goal, and it was an open net. Um, he's got skill. He's a bit like Maxi.
Yeah,
He seems to have skill. He's not afraid to take people on, but he's got no end product. Obviously, I know he's young, all right, so he'll learn a lot with us, and I think that's what they're saying. They're seeing that talent, and obviously that's why they'll send him out on loan. And I'd love him at the club for 6 million as well. I think it's a great signing, so I'll take that back. Yeah, I'm happy that we're getting him. I just don't want people to think, oh my god, he's this wonder kid and Babby kid. Like, no, he's going to take a lot of learning. He's going to take time. This kid's going to take a good 4 years before we even
yeah.
think about putting him in the squad. But he looks good. He looks very skillful. He's quick feet and everything. Uh, he just we need to get him now, and I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to get him in now because they can see the potential that he's got. But yeah, I mean, he's got the potential to be a fantastic player. But I'm just not like super excited about him. That's all.
No. Thing is, got to give him a chance. He's only a youngster. If they're going to send him on loan, then same with Qual. Don't send him to bloody Hearts again. Don't send him to
No,
Scotland. I think
yeah,
Qual would do well in the Championship, in all honesty, maybe to Leicester or somewhere like that.
yeah.
And Minty, I don't know where they'll send him. Jake said 60 mag. I don't know where he is tonight. I don't know. Uh, Messi Minty says Andrew.
No, he's
Uh,
not.
Tanji says mint him like. When I heard Minty, I thought, shit, used to be a guy on EastEnders called Minty, didn't there?
I mean, he looks good. He's good with his feet. He's got the skills and all that. He can take people on. It's just, he's got a lot to learn. Let's get him in early, for a cheap price, and he could be a very good player in the future.
Mason says he'll only be the second Gambian to play in the Prem, the first being Mario Barrow, who played for Swansea, if I believe. That's interesting.
Interesting.
This is definitely a project Dan Ashworth recruit. Trust the process. Brighton have had so many come through because of saying that you're absolutely spot on, Tangi. And this is the thing, though, Kyle. You look at Brighton, right? Before we broke into the first team this season, had you ever heard of Matoma, the Japanese guy? Because I tell you what, I didn't. But Brighton
No,
sent him on
no,
loan to Belgium last season
yeah,
to get
because he's
match practice.
he's overrated, Tony. He's overrated, in my opinion. Matoma is overrated. Okay, he's had a few good games. He's had a canny good season, but he's not special. I think that lad is overrated. I put him in my fantasy football team for like a good 6 weeks. He did nothing. He did nothing. I watched him on purpose because he was in my team because I was like top of me, it was important to take much for money. Like I was like, what are you doing? He looks lazy. I don't like him. I wouldn't have him at the tune. I think Matoma is overrated. But going back to what you're saying, yes, no one heard of him, and he is worthy of the Premiership. He is a good player, but I think he's overrated. But I don't think Matoma is as good as what people think.
I mean, he's good, right? I mean, he's going to get better. But this is what I'm saying, Kyle. The thing is, Caicedo, they brought him from the Ecuadorian League. Look at
He's a
him.
good player.
Yeah, exactly. McAllister brought him from Argentina.
Great
You
player.
know, Evan Ferguson come from Bohemians for £300,000. Look at him. This
Yeah,
is what I'm
yeah,
saying. Uh,
yeah.
There might not be when Brighton brought them in, their fans might have thought, "Who are they? We're not
Yeah,
sure
no,
of
I
them."
agree.
And Cecil's another one. There's lots of them coming through the production line. But the thing is, this is what I'm saying, Kel. This is what we're doing. We're bringing players in who people don't really know a lot of,
No, I
but
like that. Yeah.
and that's a good
No,
thing. We've got to build the
yeah.
academy up. We've got to build the youngsters up. That's the problem.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree, right? And I said this last night. I said this last night. I think it was last night. Memory shite. I think the most important signing we ever had was since the takeover is Dan Ashworth. It is so important to have good people, right? In behind the scenes, signing the players, who can obviously make the club better in the future and the long run. And you look at Man City, they got Haaland and Akanji for 70 million. No one will believe you. They got Akanji and Haaland, the best striker in the Premiership, for less than 70 million. Look at Brighton, what you've just said, the signings they've made. They sold Cucurella for 60 million at Chelsea. What's he done? Nothing. Look at Chelsea, Man U, all these other teams that are just shit at signing players. But I think the most important thing for us, we've got the best people in that role. Like I have my full trust and faith in whoever we sign, whoever I don't know them. All right, I might not know the guys, but I have my full faith in them that these guys, we've got the best guys for that role, and we're very lucky to have the people we do to sign the players because it doesn't matter what I think, or what you think, or what the chat think. These guys know what they're talking about, and we've got some good guys. We've got the best actually. I think honestly, we've got the best guys when it comes to signing players. So yeah, it's exciting. Look at Bruno. I didn't really know much about Bruno.
No,
I've seen him play for Brazil a few times, but I've never seen him play for Lyon. But look at how he's world class. He's brilliant, and so it's exciting because whoever they do bring in, I have full trust, and I look forward to seeing who they are, how good they are, and it's exciting. It's exciting for a Geordie knowing you've got the best people in the game on your side to sign these players. So yeah,
yeah,
you're right. You're absolutely right, Tony. I'm not a big like. I just think Matuma's a bit overrated. But Brighton have done well. Man City do well, but there's other teams that struggle and they just sign who they cut these big names for big monies and all that. I just think we've got the best people in the game to sign players, and it's good. It's exciting.
yeah. Outstatement, he says, Ian. David says, yes, I agree totally. He's a very raw talent, has skill. It's one for in a few years we could do with a feeder club where players are guaranteed play time. Absolutely. Are we getting Oshiman? Well, we don't know we're in for him. Apparently, we've spoken to his agents, but that's according to the media, but we don't know. So, but I would say just watch this space. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's just one of those at the moment, Jake. We'll just have to wait and see. Mason says, I could have thrown inside Yanko has been another Gambian, but he only played in the cup games for Man United. Fair enough. Foxy says, Minty, a decent prospect. He's done all right, but mostly against awful teams playing in the relegation playoffs at the moment. Big up to you, Foxy, mate. I mean, Foxy, yeah, you know all this stuff, and I mean the thing is, once he's playing in a better side, um, maybe we'll see the best of him, and he's being wasted by the sounds of it. Coffee says hi, Tony, Kyle, and all. Good evening to you, Coffee. Hope you're well. He said, I didn't get the YouTube notification for some reason. That's strange, that one. I don't know what happened there then, Coffee, because I did put this show out at about 6 o'clock, no, about 20 to 6 tonight, so I don't know why you didn't receive it,
Yeah,
so I'm very surprised.
I didn't either, Tony.
Tanji says, Matoma, Ferguson, Caicedo, these players can only get better, not worse. Let's remember, all these players have just had their first chances in the Premier League last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on there,
No,
Tanji.
look, that's a great point, Tanji. I just think Matoma's a bit overrated, and everyone's going like crazy about him, and I just think you need to settle down. But like, you're absolutely right. It's the first season, and Saicedo, my God, the guy looks great.
Yeah, you could even throw Dennis Undav in there, another one people hadn't heard
Yeah,
about either. So, the
yeah,
Belgian lad. And this is what I'm saying. He come from the Belgian league, and this is the thing me and Rolly had the other day when Foxy brought it up about gift or ban, and I said, yes. I looked at his stats and I was like, yes, let's get him. I mean, if you can get him for 15 million, the guy scored 15 goals in 16 games. And then Rolly said, but that's for the Belgian league. That's for the Belgian league. And I'm like, yes, but Rolly, how many great players have come from Belgium? The Hazard brothers, Eden and Torgan. Torgan plays for Dortmund. Eden plays at Real Madrid. You know, um, you've got Lukaku come from the Belgian league. You've
yeah.
got De Bruyne from the Belgian league. Yes, I know he
I
didn't
just,
do much at Chelsea. Then he went off to Wolfsburg, but now he's come back. He's a different player. But that's what I'm saying. You get these players come from the Belgian league, and So that was my whole point. You know, just give them a chance. I mean, even if you paid say 15 million for Gift or Ban, and you come into the club and you play him in cup games, and you give him cameos in the Premier League on substitutes, he could come on. What if we're chasing it? Say if it's, for instance, say we're playing Man City, we're 1-0 down, and you say, oh, throw him on, see what he can do. And he comes on and he goes off and scores 2 goals in 10 minutes for you against Man City and you win the game 2-1. You're going to think, wow, what a player. But then you'll get longer, you get more minutes. That's what I'm saying. You know, these unknown quantities can come in and hit the ground running. Or
Yeah.
we could do bring him in, loan him to France for a season, then bring him back from France. So, you know, the options are there. Whether the club's looking at Gift or Ban, I don't know. But I know a few people have spoken about him and looking at his stats. I mean, that's in Belgian league. Now the season before when he played in Norway, he done exactly the same, smashed the goals in there as well. So so he's gone from the Norwegian league, which is probably not a great league, but then he's gone to a better league in Belgium and smashed the goals in. So let's see, he doesn't come to the Premier League and do exactly the same. I'm
Some
not saying
can,
put the
so,
pressure on
yeah.
the lad, but you don't know.
No, some can. I just think after one season, right, if a team does well, not to people seem to overrate some players. And Gary McAllister, you can't say is overrated because he was the best
No.
player in the world. He was the best player in the World Cup. He was better than Messi, you know. But I just think Matoma, if you look at him, and I've been watching him closely for a good few weeks now, I just think he's lazy. He's a bit like Tielemans from Leicester. If you actually watch that guy play football, he's very lazy, and his positioning and everything, and there's no overlapping or anything. He's a lazy player. But Matoma, when he's got the ball, he's done things, and I just think people are looking at the goals, and he's a bit like Mickey. You know, Mickey has his good games and his bad games. You
Hmm.
know, I think every other player, but I just think, yeah, maybe chill out a bit on the Tomane because
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Yeah, this might come back and bite me in the arse. I just think he's not as good as what people are saying.
Ian says, I agree with you and Kyle on Dan Ashworth, and 100% I'm the most excited to find the unknown gems. Absolutely. Tanji says, oh, they could be found out too. I mean, Basuma's fell from a cliff when he joined Spurs. I mean, look, Basuma, yes, it hasn't worked out, but there again, look at Tottenham Hotspur, Tanji. They are a mess. That club is a huge mess. They can't even get a bloody manager through the door. And I really hope the Celtic manager turns them down because whoever wants to work for Daniel Levy must either be made of steel or they must just be stupid and they just want the money off him when they get sacked because that man is an absolute bellend.
They
He
might as well
is.
give it to Sam Allardyce. He might as well take the job. Do you know what I mean? That is a broken club, isn't it, Tony?
Mm, absolutely. Give it to Steve Bruce. I'm sure he'll take the job. He'll get. he- He'll take him out the Premier League, but that'll be down to the Championship.
It's hard to do well at Tottenham, like.
Yeah. Coffee says nobody wanted Joe Linton before his transformation. Exactly, Coffee. We all wanted him out at the start of last season. We were like, this guy can't do it. He's not good enough. Get rid. This was before the takeover, before Eddie Howe. We were like, get rid. He's no good. Now he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, and
Yeah,
he's in
yeah,
the Brazil squad.
yeah.
Tanji says Coquerella hasn't done much at Chelsea either. He hasn't, has he? David
Shite.
says, oh, I just had a thought, guys, on Osimhen and the centre back of both from Napoli. We could go in for both. Make an offer they can't refuse.
Nah, David, it's never going to happen, mate. It's too good to be true. I just said I think there's going to be a big shock and a big name and a big surprise for everyone because we're in Champions League. We need to. We just need to buy big players now. We need to pay the big wages. That's where we are at the minute. We're a big club now, but we're never getting Osimhen and the best centre back in the world. There's just no chance.
Tanji says, I think it's more down to coaching and develop more than anything. Absolutely. Coffee says Cucurella, Sterling, and more of these players' values have plummeted after joining Chelsea. You're absolutely right. I mean, Sterling, he was hitting it in Man City, but he's went to Chelsea and he hasn't looked the same player. I'll tell you why he's
No.
not looked the same player at Chelsea is because Potter played the whole wrong tactics, doesn't play around Sterling's game. And neither does Lampard. Well, Lampard's not a manager. I'm sorry. Let's be real. Lampard is not a Premier League manager. He should
No.
be nowhere near the Premier League. And I, I don't even know what goes through that man's head who owns Chelsea, Todd Bowley. I mean, you know, he gives Frank Lampard the job till the end of the season, and you're looking and you think, are you for real? Have you not seen what the mess he's left at Everton? You know, he can't do it in the Premier League. And you think,
No.
okay, fair enough. He's brought him back because he thinks because he's a legend, you know, and because the fans wanted him back, you know. But
It's his name, isn't it? It's
yeah,
his name. That's it. He's not a manager.
Foxy says, I get Kel's point. Buy Matoma for 3 million. You would take him every day of the week. But to buy
Yeah.
Matoma now from Brighton for 50 million plus is a different story.
Yeah.
Yes, he needs to improve his consistency for that price, though.
Well done, Foxy.
Coffee says Sky's reported Man U will pay £10 million to offload Maguire. I first thought that was from Chipper, but it's actually true. Yes, it is true. They want to cancel his £190,000 a week contract to get rid of him on a free. Tanji says we have the nucleus of a good coach and development. We just need Dan Ashworth to recruit in the same manner at Brighton. Yeah, absolutely. But remember, at Brighton, it's not just down to Dan Ashworth, it's down to their scouting network as well, which is very good. Ian says, agree, Foxy Keller. 50 million is a lot from Baton, but 3 million is great business.
Yeah.
I hope Ange turns them down too. Tony says, Ian. Yeah, absolutely. That's the manager for Spurs. Ian says, horses head in the bed at David, or send them Bruce's head, which is some like horse's arse.
Do you know what? I want the Celtic manager to fucking accept it. I'd like to see him take that Tottenham job, me. I mean, come on, you got to remember, he's managing Celtic in the Scottish League. You could win the league, Tony, managing Celtic in the Scottish League. I kind of like that. To think he might be something he's not. Like, give him it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him take it, me, and because that job is not a job anyone wants. Like, it's a tough job.
Tanji says Sturm was getting carried away by good players around him like Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and Aguero. Yeah, you're true there, Tan. She did have them players.
Maybe, yeah. Good point.
Michael Tube HD says Man City, we are the boys in blue. Yeah, good luck tomorrow, mate, in that final, and make sure you beat Man United.
He
Please,
doesn't need
please,
luck. They don't need
please,
luck.
please. No, no, no. I mean, look, we'll while I've got the Man City guy on there, we'll touch base now. I mean, look, Pep Guardiola's won Manager of the Season. Do you agree with that, Kyle?
Do a
Or
fuck. You know I don't. That's abs. Who the fuck in the right mind agrees with that decision? And
or should it have been the man on screen?
you don't have to be a Geordie to know who deserves manager of the season. It's an absolute joke, mate, but it's no shock to anyone. We all knew he would get fucked over. So yeah, I'm not shocked. It's no surprise. It's just bullshit, mate, and it's shocking. It is. It's absolutely shocking. If Eddie Howe had Man City's squad and budget and the billions that they've spent on that team, he should be winning the Premier League. And you know what? He didn't deserve to win the match. Okay, you won the league, but you're expected to win the league. What Eddie Howe has done to get us where we are from where we were is nothing short of a miracle. And I think even the people that awarded him the fucking trophy really deep down know Eddie Howe deserved that award. It's
Yeah,
robbery, robbery.
yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, Jake's saying 5-0 for City tomorrow against Man United.
No, it's a cup final. It won't be, mate.
Although, hey, you never know. As I say, Kel, football's a funny old game. And
He's starting Ortega in goal, like.
remember though, Kyle, remember, City will want revenge for that defeat against Man U in the league when Man U won it by that offside. Remember, Rashford was
I,
offside,
yeah, and
and
Fernandez put it away.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So Pep Guardiola will want payback for that. Just before I get back into comments, I've got 31 watching at the moment, guys. Absolutely fantastic. But if you can all smash the like, that would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much.
I'm
Also, if
trying.
you are brand new to the channel, then please smash the subscribe. Free to do so. Helps the channel grow, and the bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. And thank you to the two who have subscribed so far as well in tonight's show. Yeah, so Jake says City 5, Man U and nil. So we saw that one. B930 says, Hi Tony, how are you? What do you think about Bayern wanting Mane to leave and he's just signed this season? I think the reason he's going is because he hit that other player, and obviously he's got issues with like temperamental issues, so they just want rid. His attitude's obviously not right, so but no, I wouldn't take him at Newcastle. Absolutely not.
Wow, you wouldn't?
Not if he's well. For a start, do you think Eddie Howe would take him though if he's got issues like that where
No,
his
no,
dressing room manner's not great?
no. I think you're taking that the wrong
For his
way.
goal scoring side, yes, but
For his skill and the talent, he made
yes,
Liverpool the way. Hey, Liverpool have never been the same without him,
they
right?
haven't. No, I tell you what, that was a bad move for them. But what I'm saying, Kyle, is it's his disciplinary issues.
Nah,
Now,
he kind
if
of.
he hasn't got a great character behind, he obviously hasn't, Kyle, if he's going around smacking players, has he?
He's not gone round smacking players though. He literally self-defense stuck up for himself when Sané said something about him, and I would do the same, and I'm sure you would as well. I mean, come on, he's human, right? If it was Ronaldo or Messi, you'd be like, okay, well, did he deserve it? But because it's Mane, we're like, oh, he's got disciplinary issues, he's got an attitude problem, he's aggressive. No, he's not. He's fucking talented. He's Premier League proven. He's a fantastic footballer. Let's have him, man. Like, I'd love him at the club. I think if Sané said something really bad to me, he's not just going around punching people. Like that's the way I'm getting. Like, you know what you're saying. If Sané said something really bad for him to deserve a fucking dig, and fair play to Manny, I'm on his side. He deserved a dig and he got one. Fair play, Manny. I'm completely on your side, mate. He stuck up for himself and he's digged him.
Fair enough.
He's if he punched two or three or four people in the squad, then okay, you've got a point. If he's like a Roy Keane, like an absolute arsehole,
Oh,
fair play. He hit one player for saying something bad about him.
mm,
I just think we need to chill out about that and remember what he's done for Liverpool and how good he was. He was fantastic. That's when Liverpool won it all. Him,
yeah,
Salah, and who was it in the middle? Firmino, was it?
yeah, Firmino.
Fantastic. I'd love him at the squad. I think he's a fantastic player.
He's 31 now, though. That's the thing. Would we touch him at 31? Is he too old for us? That's the thing.
Nah, is he
Anyway,
hell?
Pablo says, Evening, Tony. I'm late to the show. Have I missed much? We just put up a couple of players beforehand, but if you want to go back and catch up later on, then you're absolutely fine to do that, mate. Ian saying to the City fan, I hope you smash the London Reds. Ian says, I bet Pep would give it to Eddie himself. Probably would do, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Michael says, I've met ex-Man City player Paul Dickoff. Yeah, he was a legend for you, wasn't he? Ex-Arsenal player. See if, got you out the League One at the time. Tanji says, given Pep was easy for the cartel media, I mean, they can't trend Newcastle at all by how getting manager of the season. Absolutely right. Yeah, I'm new, says Michael. Welcome aboard, mate. And he says, I've subscribed. Thank you very much indeed, my friend. Ian says, sorry, Ryan, but it takes a special man to manage Celtic. There is pressure to win every game. It's not easy. Not everyone can do it. Um, Foxy says, I'm hoping the FA Cup final extra time tomorrow had all three playoff finals for extra time, which happened. So City win after 90 minutes. Also, you've got a bet on them, Foxy. I mean, look,
Nah.
those playoff finals were fantastic last weekend. Every single one of them finals was brilliant. I mean, you know, went to penalties. The championship final, Luton Town won it and went up. Um,
We've had some good finals, haven't we?
Sunday we saw Carlisle win it on penalties. Fantastic for Carlisle to get League One. And we saw Sheffield Wednesday win it in injury time, in extra time. Um, right the last kick of the game. Josh Windass to follow in the footsteps of his dad, Dean Windass, and score a winning goal at Wembley. So yeah, I mean, what a great advert that was last week for three finals. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, and also the fact that it shows you how big a club Sheffield Wednesday are, that they shouldn't even be they shouldn't have been in that league. I mean, they actually got extra tickets and they got 46,000 fans at Wembley, you know, because obviously Barnsley's not as big as Sheffield, but
I
Sheffield
love
Wednesday,
Sheffield.
46,000 fans were there. Absolutely brilliant, that.
My second team, Sheffield, I absolutely love them. I was over the moon. I was at
Yeah,
a golf club in Bedlington, and he's got Sky Sports going to penalties. He didn't even have Sky Sports. I was livid. But then I seen the score in the last literal second of the game. But going back to Manny, right? Last thing I'll say about it, because I'm proper triggered about it. How many people did? How many people did Manny punch at Liverpool?
yeah, I know what you're saying, Cal. I know what you're saying, Cal. But what I'm saying
None.
is, yeah,
The
yeah, I know
guy
what you're
is
saying, Cal. Cal, I know what you're saying. But the thing is,
okay.
I just, I just don't think we would take him on because he's 31. That's the thing, and how much is he going to cost as well? That's the only thing I'm just thinking of, Cal. It's not like I
Okay.
mean, I mean, if he came through the door,
He's
then I
fucking
would back
brilliant.
him.
He's
I would back him,
brilliant.
Kyle.
He
I know
is.
he's a great player.
He's a
I think,
great player.
and I said this a while back. I think Liverpool's, I think Liverpool getting rid of Manny was a mistake for Liverpool.
Worst transfer negotiations ever made was getting rid of Mane for Nunes. Literally, I've said it from the beginning. Right, that's the worst bit of business I've ever seen, ever. Like, honestly, Nunes is shocking. I know what he did against the Toon. All right, that's just bad luck. But like, what Mane did for Liverpool, they should
Yeah.
never have gotten rid of him.
B930 says, "What you think of Newcastle Link now, Seaman?" Again, we're going to come to that one soon. Tanji says, "Mane is a better player than Sonny. Sonny just doesn't like criticism." Yeah. And Foxy says, "Mane uh, could only join us if Bayern contribute to the wages or if we do 1 year loan for him. Mane adds bags of goals from the left for us."
Yes, he does. He's a goal scorer. Takes people
Yes, we
on.
know
He's a
that.
winger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Right. Okay. Yeah. So let's go to the next player anyway. So the next player that's been linked, and yes, this is a massive surprise to a lot of people that he's being linked. There he is, Victor Osimhen of Napoli. Now, supposedly £130 million price tag. Apparently, Man U are looking at him, but they're also looking at Kane as well. Um, they would rather have Kane, in all honesty. Now then, our owners, according to media, and this is according to the Daily Mirror and other media outlets as well, and del Sport in Italy, apparently we have been in touch with his agents about a possible move to Newcastle United. Now then, now it's only talks. Now then, Kyle, right? We
What?
know this guy is a goal machine. We know he is. We know what this guy brings. I mean, when this guy played for Lille, I've seen him play for Lille. And at the time when he was at Lille, I thought, you know what, I would love that guy in Newcastle. But at the time, I knew we'd never get him because of the former owner we had in charge. I mean, you know, the guy's a goal machine, 24-year-old.
Just
Um,
yeah.
you know, his ball control and ground duels are apparently his weakness, but his finishing is his strength. He started 29 out of 31 games and scored 25 goals and has 4 assists. His scoring frequency is every 100 minutes, so just a little bit better than Alexander Isak's. I mean, the thing is, Kel, right? Yes, I know it's 130 million, and I've seen a lot of fans say, "Oh, we can't afford that. We can't afford that." But Newcastle have got £100 million cash boost because of the Champions League and
Yeah.
finishing fourth in the Premier League. Now then, Kyle, right? My question to you is: if this was a goer, or if it is a goer, and we had a chance of taking him, yes or no, would you have him at Newcastle United? Because I'll tell you what, I would, yes. Because can you imagine having to choose between him, Isak, and Wilson? What a hell of a strike bench we would have.
Yeah. Okay.
Right,
The
Kyle, the
answer is
floor's yours. What do you think?
yeah. The answer is obviously yes. I said this months ago when people were asking me, "Who is your dream signing?" And my dream signing was Osimhen, and I was like, "It's never gonna happen." But now that we made Champions League, I'm like, do you know what? Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I said expect a big name, expect a surprise. And it's because I've been thinking, you can't just keep signing McTominays and teenagers and the odd average player and expect to win the Champions League. We need to start like a bit like Bruno paying him 200 grand a week. People saying, "Oh, do you think it's worth blah blah?" Yes, we're a big team in a big competition, the biggest competition. So yeah, expect the big names, expect big wages because you're not going to win out unless you start paying it, unless you start getting these type of players in. And look at what Amanda said. We're going to win the FA Cup. We're going to win the Champions League. We're going to win the Premiership. That's what
Yeah.
owner. That's not the manager. That's the owner. The owner only says that kind of shit if they're willing to spend big. And I'm sorry, like, but you need these type of players, these big name players for these big money players, if you want to do well in the biggest competitions, or you're just trying to survive. You're just trying to like do okay, and Saudis don't do second. I said that last night. We're
Hmm.
here to win. We're here to win competitions, and we're here to do basically. But what we know of Newcastle United, right, is gone. That's in the past. This is a new Newcastle United. Going forward, it's an exciting
Yeah.
Newcastle United. We're here. We're not leaving the top four. No
No, no, not at all,
chance.
mate. Not a
We
chance.
we are not leaving the top four. Man City, when they got the top four, they never left, and we're exactly the same. It's great because the Chelsea's and the Tottenham's and them, I love it. I absolutely love it. We got that takeover, and I knew that was it. There's a big change in football. We're that big team now, but we need these big players to do well and to win. And Osimhen is one of them big players. Yes, it's 130 million, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got him. It was like just a few months ago before we got top four, by the way. I was thinking it's too good to be true. But now we got Champions League and now I know the owners that we have. I wouldn't be surprised. I said at the beginning of this podcast, expect a surprise. And if it was
Hmm.
him, I wouldn't be that surprised, mate. We're going to sign someone big. It may not be him, but we're going to get a big name. You would need to start signing big players. You can't just sign these mediocre players and expect to do well in the Champions League, or you may as well not be in it.
Thing is, Kel, right? What I said at the beginning of the show, obviously, because you came in about 15 minutes later, but what I said at the beginning of the show, Kel, is right. Now then, I know some of the comments at the start, people say, too much money, too much money. But the thing
It's
is,
not.
these
It's not.
no, 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 hang on, Kel, hang on. But the
Sorry.
thing is, though, these owners, these owners will know. These owners will have the best accountants going, right? These accountants will have gone through everything, and they will have the best people who will come to them and say, right, this is how much you can physically spend before you breach FFP, right? We don't know how much it is. Eddie Howe keeps telling the media, oh, we've only got a limited amount. He's doing that to put them off the scent
Correct.
because nobody, not one club in the world, will ever mention how much they have for a transfer budget. Not
Correct.
one club, you know. So we don't know. These owners might, for all we know, they may be able to spend 350 million before we hit for FFP. You know, who knows? Remember, we've got an overdraft as well because although I know the owners are rich, but the reason they got the overdraft was it generates funds in the club because that gets paid back via the TV money. So that's how they managed to get the overdraft. Now then, the thing is, if we get this sponsor seller in as well, that's going to bring another 25 million a season into the club. And you've got these journalists out there who say, oh no, you can't have that because it's owned by PIF. Well, hang on, load of bollocks. What about Leicester City, right? King Power Stadium, that's the owner's company, the King Power, because they're a duty free people. They used to be on their shirts. What about when we had the fat Cockney here? What did he have all over the stadium? Sports Direct, House of Fraser, Flannels, all the companies he owns. Did we ever see the media come out and say, "Oh, you can't have them because that's owned by your owner"? No, they didn't because they knew that he never paid a single penny or very little to the club for the advertising. That is why they said nothing. But because we've got big people in charge now, and because the Saudis have got so much money, That is why they're making their mouths go in the media. And I'll tell you what, we're going to ram it back down their throats because it's about time these people, just got on with their lives. I mean, the thing is, you look at the Arsenal Stadium, Emirates Stadium, what's on their shirts? Fly Emirates. Okay, so
And
and this really does boil my piss with those bloody journalists out there who keep saying or keep coming out, or other clubs keep speaking up. Oh well, you can't have that because your owners own that. Load of bollocks. I'm sorry, I don't agree with it. And at the end of the day, you tell me how many companies that PIF aren't involved with. PIF even have a stake in BT Sports, for God's sake. I mean, the thing is, what you're going to say next? Oh, you can't display BT Sports because that's owned by PIF. Load of bollocks.
yeah, and if it was Man U, you
Sorry
wouldn't be
for me
getting.
rant.
If it was Man U, you wouldn't hear half the shit you hear. But because we're Geordies and it's Newcastle United, we're hearing it all. But I love it, man. You shouldn't get annoyed when you hear this shit. You should love it. You should enjoy it.
But
You
it
know,
does bother me because the thing is, at the end of the day,
don't let it bother
look,
you, mate.
it doesn't bother me, but I just get annoyed at people because I just think, why the hell can't we have sponsorship? Why can't we have a big sponsorship? Why
Yeah,
aren't we allowed it?
mate, Tony, we're taking over, mate, and there's nothing they can do about
Well, I said,
it.
thing is, Kel, I said this about 8 months before the takeover actually got rubber stamped. And I said, the reason they don't want this takeover is because they're frightened, because they know that once we come in, that's it. We're going to take the Premier. I mean, the thing is, we've got in the top four quicker than Man City got in the top four when they got
Yeah,
taken over.
we're miles ahead. But you know what? Going back to what you said, 130 million, it's not too much money. I expect we to spend over 200 million in this window. John Sinclair thinks we're going to sign 7 players. I think that's a bit,
I said five
optim.
minimum, I would
I
say.
I think that's a bit optimistic. But if we get Osimhen, we still have 100 million, I reckon, in my opinion, and we can get some very good players. But I just expect us to sign a big player and some other good players for the Champions League. I really do. I think we're going to get a shock.
Ian says Osimhen is fucking class. The wages would be the issue, but even if we paid 130, the thing is, though, Ian, like I said,
Yeah,
what we
yeah,
could do is, if that's his clause, do what Chelsea do. You go above the clause, so you say, I'll give you 140 million for Osimhen, but I'll pay it in instalments because with the clause, you've got to pay it all in one go. That's how Chelsea got Enzo Fernandez. They paid above the release clause, so they could pay it in instalments on an
over the
eight-year
5 years.
contract.
Yeah,
8 years, but you're not allowed to give 8-year contracts now to new players. You can only give 5 year because Chelsea have took the piss and stopped it all. That's because of Todd Bowley doing that with Mudrick and doing that with Fernandez. UEFA said, right, okay, if that's how you're playing it, you can only offer a 5-year contract maximum now.
yeah.
So
But
that's all thanks to
yeah,
Todd Bowley.
yeah. It's hilarious though, isn't it? Because he's doing it with all the wrong players.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is the same man that said he wants to have a playoff game every season between the North and the South, the best players from the North and the best players from the South. If he wants to have this playoff, go and buy an American team because we're not Americans over here. We're English, we're British. We don't do American shit.
Yeah,
So
do
if he wants to do that, if he wants to do his American stuff, go and do it in the MLS. Yes, they may do it over there, but we don't do it in this country.
Do you remember when they tried to do a Super League and they involved
Yeah.
Chelsea and Tottenham?
And look where they are now, not even in Europe.
Not even in
Um,
Europe.
The only time they'll get to Europe is when the fans go on holiday. It's the only European venture they'll get if they
Oh,
go
it's
to Italy
absolute.
or Spain or whatever for the holidays. And that.
It's it's just embarrassing.
Tanchi says Osimhen to be done with installments to make it happen, especially if we want to sign the last year. Osimhen and Maxi for cash would be a possibility. Uh, could be. B930, so I think he'd be amazing if we sign him. Do you think Wilson would be a bench player?
Yes.
He would be, yeah. Osimhen, Sabozlai, Kim Jim, so young, mate, on instalments. Madison cash up front. What do you think? That's not a bad shout, Tangi. That's not a bad shout. Do you think Max is leaving or staying? Who knows? Who knows? I mean,
Stay.
that Instagram thing he put out. I don't know what to make of that.
He's staying.
Tanji says, what about Vic? Now, this is another one. Yes, this is the one I'm going to bring up next. I mean, Tanji's took that. And the Turkish Wonder Kid, Arda Güler. Well, yeah, we haven't heard any of them yet, have we? Get them all, use installments. Absolutely, Tanji. That's what you got to do. If Maxi leaves Newcastle, I think they should try and sign Ferran Torres. Well, we have been linked to Ferran Torres of Barcelona. He's worth about 35 million quid.
I do not agree with that.
Ian says we'll have to pay big money soon, so why not Osimhen as he brings us lots of goals? Absolutely. Tanji says we could use 200 million this year on 10 players, 20 million in installments on a 5-year period. Ian says it will boil down to sponsorships. I reckon we may do a deal for a stadium sponsor to pay for a marquee sign like Osimhen. Again, yeah, I totally get that one. Coffee says Messi and all these big players are linked to Saudi. Why is no one talking about human rights? Exactly, Coffee. Exactly.
Good point.
David says the FA, well, etc., will give us nothing. We'll just have to break them with our football. Absolutely. Mason says, "What's 7 players for what club? Care was it Newcastle or Man United?"
I don't understand what.
He says, obviously, because he said John Sinclair wants 7 players. He says, "For what club? Care Man U or Newcastle?"
Oh, that's a very good question.
And Mason for United, and Mason says, "Yeah, we know what United that is." I like Coffee. I mean, look, um, this is the next player I'm going to come to anyway, and this one has been supposedly this is on its way to probably being a done deal eventually, but how true it is,
No,
I do not know. Gabri Vega of
not
Celta
happening.
Vigo.
Not
It's
happening,
not
Tony.
right. Tell
No.
me why it's not happening.
Because, first of all, the easiest reason is because we're up against Real Madrid and Man City. Okay? Man City are literally on the verge of doing the treble, and every footballer, I don't care who you are, dream is to play for Real Madrid. That is when you've won in life when you're a footballer.
Hmm.
When you get to Real Madrid, you've won. And any player for any club at any level wants to play for Real Madrid over any other club. We're literally up against Real Madrid and Man City when it comes to this kid. It's all rumours. He's 30 million or something daft. He's cheap. He's a great player. He's a youngster. He'd fit in perfectly in all this. But I can't see us beating Man City or Real Madrid, even with Dan Ashworth. I'm sorry,
Hmm.
like I just can't see it happening, Tony. I'm just being honest, mate.
No, absolutely. I mean, I didn't know where these rumors just come out of all of a sudden, and I was like, "Oh, hang on a minute, I'm not." But again, a lot of people have got nailed on. I don't think it is nailed on, in all honesty. Uh,
The only reason I think we might get him, and someone made a very, Ian, I think it was, made a very good point, is we can offer him more minutes. And that's the only
yeah,
thing that we can really push, to get him to our club. He'll get a lot more minutes at our club. Because if he goes to Man City and Madrid, he's not going to get near enough minutes.
Tanji just said Real Madrid are closing in on Bellingham, so they might pull out of buying Vega. Yeah,
Maybe,
because
yeah.
because if they get Jude Bellingham,
They
there's
won't
no
want
way
him, yeah.
Vega's going to get in the side ahead of Bellingham. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's why Liverpool pulled out of Bellingham because they knew they wouldn't be able to compete with Madrid for the money wise because
But
Madrid
that's
were
it.
offering 150 million.
Well, that's it. And plus, Bellingham would choose Madrid over Liverpool any day.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, look, this I mean, it's just going to be an absolute, you know, the summer transfer window is just going to be it's just going to be exciting. Let's just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy this roller coaster, which is Newcastle United now, because this roller coaster keeps going up and up and up, and it'll not come down. It'll take a long time to come down because this roller coaster's on the up. I mean, yeah, another player we've been mentioned with is Arda Güler, and he's a young Turkish lad, 18 years of age. Um, Very good player. Um, I mean, you've probably not heard a lot about him. He plays for Fenerbahce, Arda Güler. He's 18 years of age, and this season he started 10 out of 19 games, scored 4 goals and has 3 assists. He's a centre midfielder. Again, Kyle, you've probably not heard a lot about him. His value is about 10.6 million euros. Um, you know, he's hot property. Apparently, we had talks in Dubai. So, I mean, what do you think?
I know nothing about this guy. It's Tony. But
Yeah,
again, he's another youngster, and I love what we're doing. The focus is the youth, the depth, and for the future, you know. If we get this Minty, whatever you call him, this kid, then the future looks bright, and I like that. Look, trust the process. They know what they're doing. We've got the best guys for this job, and you just got to sit back, relax, and just trust what they're doing. And if we do sign him, then yeah, okay, it might not work out for this season or next season, sorry, but in the future, he could be a hell of a player.
remember the last little Turkish player we got from Turkey, Emre? He weren't a bad player, and he scored against the Mackhams with a free kick.
Wasn't he the racist?
Who, Emre?
Yeah, wasn't he a racist? He got kicked all over in Turkey.
I think
Was
so,
that?
but he was still playing
Uh,
football. He was like 38, 39. But hey, I tell you what, he's still a legend because he scores against the Mackhams.
right.
You know what I mean? Any player, we've got the Mackham Slayer and Shola, and but Emery's free kick that day against the Mackhams. Oh, what a free kick that was! What a
Now,
belter!
Ryan Taylor's a legend. Emre, the racist, is no legend of mine. Um,
Well,
he,
that
I,
was only
don't-
alleged he was like that in Turkey, but I mean, when he was at Newcastle, he wasn't. So that's why I'm going on his Newcastle stuff. I'm not
yeah,
going on what he done in Turkey. I mean,
yeah.
whether he was or not, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, we all remember Ryan Taylor's free kick against Sun at the Stadium late, and we always remember that little boy's voice in the crowd. You'll never score from there, and what happened? Taylor scores from there, and it's one of the best bits of audio you'll ever hear. And then
yeah,
you see
yeah.
Stephen Taylor celebrate right in front of the Mackham fans.
He reminds me of Trippier, actually. Him and Ryan Taylor, like, they're similar, aren't they?
Ryan Taylor was
Aye,
fantastic with these free kicks. That's why when we sold Charles Nzogbia, we wanted him in exchange because just to
yeah.
stop him scoring against us. Because I remember I've gone down to Wigan 3 times in a row, away games on a Boxing Day in that the Wigan, and every time we played Wigan, he scored against us every time with a free kick.
It was like Defoe. He always seemed to score against her. It was
Yeah.
annoying. He just knew he was going to score. Aye.
Andrew says, "What player would want to work with Mammoth Gums at Liverpool now?" Tanji says, Man City are signing Kovacic. Only only way they buy Vega is to be spiteful. Really, they have too many midfielders. That's a surprising one, not the one Kovacic from
Yeah, yeah,
Chelsea.
yeah, I agree.
Knight says, this is another one I'd take in a heartbeat. He's going to be class, especially once Eddie gets all of him. Or the goalie. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says, Willock to score the Champions League win. I bet you a pint.
Do you know what, mate? I'll hold you to that. I'll remember that
Yeah,
comment.
yeah. There you go. You hold Andrew to that one, Kyle. I mean, hey, we've seen it. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, I remember when we won that Champions League, right? We lost the first 3 games, and no other teams had done that before, lost 3 games, then won the next 3, and then got through the Champions League. And I mean, that all started when we beat Juventus at St James's Park. We had to wear our away kit at home, Kyle, because the Juventus kit clashed, the home kit clashed with our home kit. Their away kit for Juventus clashed with the referee because he didn't have a spare kit. So the only way they could do it was we had to wear our away kit at home, and Juventus could wear their home kit. And Andy Griffin pops up and scores a winner for Newcastle, the right back. And
Aye.
and then we all remember Feyenoord when we had to go there and win to get through. And Craig Bellamy snatches it in the last minute against Feyenoord to make it 3-2. And
I mean,
fantastic that was.
I'm gonna get really emotional. Like I'm like the least emotional guy, but when I see my team come out with that Champions League flag at the center of the pitch with the music playing, I'm gonna get very emotional. And like I said last night, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at just how well we do. I think with the energy that we've got, and look at what we've done this season, we've been in the top four all season, top three all season with this team. Just wait till the transfer window's over, mate, and we've spent 200 million. We're going to be well prepared. I really believe that. I think we're going to be well up for it. We're going to give it all, and I just think we're going to surprise a lot of people. And you look at the other teams in the Champions League. Just when I just said we've been top three, top four all season, Liverpool haven't even seen the top four this season, right? That's when I say this season, that's the best league in the world. These other teams in the Champions League, they're nowhere near our level, and that's what the team we've got right now. The window hasn't even opened yet. I just think we're going to surprise a lot of people, and I think we're going to. I really do. If I was going to hide my money down right now, it would be to reach the quarterfinals. Honestly, I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe we're going to have a really good run. I don't think we'll come out of the top four. This is a new era for the two. And going back to Willock, I'll never forget that goal against Man U when we beat them 2 now. That because
Yeah,
we deserved it so much, it just didn't seem to go in. And then when that ball came in that box and he headed it in, it was just a great moment. And imagine that moment in the Champions League. Like how much we're going to love it. Oh, I can't wait. It's so exciting.
yeah. Mason says Gundogan's going to Barca. Apparently, yeah, and a free. Coffee says, who remember Stephen Taylor distracting the storekeeper for a free kick? Ah, he was funny, wasn't he, Taylor? He
Yeah,
was absolutely
yeah.
hilarious. And then, as soon as the referee looked, he walked away as if I've done nothing wrong. Andrew says, I'll gladly buy that paint if it happens. And Ian says, it's a bet I'd love to lose, Andrew. Nate says, what do you make of the Roma fans attacking the ref and his family? Even worse, people saying he deserved it, but I would have been arrested for murder if I attacked somebody with my family in a chair. You know what it is? I didn't see the game at all, so I can't comment on you know, on what the performance from Anthony Taylor was. But you know, the thing is, it's absolutely disgusting that I mean, fair enough, Jose Mourinho's come out and slated him. I don't know what he slated him over. I don't know what it is, because the game went to penalties. But you know, I think Jose Mourinho, yes, he's been charged for for the way he's gone on about the referee. But I think Roma, the club themselves, should be charged for their fans going and physically trying to attack him and his family. I mean, you know, this is all fueled by Jose Mourinho, and it's absolutely despicable. And
Yeah.
the thing is, the end of the day, there's no need for it. Anthony Taylor is a very good referee. You know, we've seen that. You know, that guy had a lot to deal with. That guy's had a lot to deal with in his refereeing career. Remember, this is the referee at the Euros when Christian Eriksen had a cardiac arrest on the pitch, and he had to deal with all them players and deal with that emergency going on in front of him. And he did very well. And he had to add all that extra time on as well. So, you know, you got to give this guy a lot of credit. And UEFA wouldn't have picked him for that final if they didn't think he was good enough. So, you know, I think it's absolutely disgusting, going for the referee like that. And I think they should be ashamed of themselves. What do you think, Kyle?
I think it's fucking disgusting. And if it wasn't Mourinho, right, there'd be hell on. If it was just some little manager doing that kind of shit, right, waiting in the car park for him and all that, like I can't stand the bloke, right? He's the biggest sorest loser, right? Hiding his medal into the crowd and that, right? Because it's Mourinho, he'll get away with it. There needs to be bigger punishments. You are supposed to set an example, and you're waiting in the car park for the referee, hiding your medal in the crowd and that. You're an absolute joke, mate. He's like Joe. He reminds me of Joe Biden. Like you're in the wrong job. Like you need to just retire, go into a care home, sit in a rocking chair with a blanket, and just we should never hear from you again. You've done your shit. You honestly like they just need to give it up. You've done your shit. Now give it up. Like honestly, it drives me crazy because this guy
Yeah,
seems to think he can just do what he wants, and the rules don't apply to him. And it's an absolute joke, mate. No other manager would even think about doing what he does. And Joe
no,
Biden's the same. They should be in a care home, mate, just fucking retired and just watching TV on the TV. like we do, you know. Like they shouldn't even be managing. He should not even be like, okay, he's a great manager, blah blah. But his actions, he should be punished, not just a fine. He's a millionaire, right? Fines aren't good enough. It's not going to teach him now. He's going to keep doing it. But you say, right, okay, you do something like that again. You actually wait in the car park. You antagonize your fans to do what you just did. And what I was wait for the referee to get in his face and all that. Like there should be huge punishment for that. And like when I say huge punishment, I think he should be banned for half the season or something. Or he shouldn't be able to manage a team for a full season. Like extreme punishment for doing something so stupid. But because he's got such a big name, he's just gonna get away with it, mate. And it's an
Yeah.
absolute joke. It is. It's an absolute joke.
Um, Tanji says our intensity and fitness will overwhelm our European opponents, especially more signs. Absolutely. Ian also says Roma should be getting European football ban, in my opinion. The players and fans and the coach and staff and manager all collectively brought the game into disrepute. They did.
See, I disagree with that, Tony. I don't think Roma should be punished. The players shouldn't be punished. None of that. They should not be. That's not them. It's their stupid manager. He should be punished, not the club, not the players. It's not their fault that their fucking boss is an absolute arsehole. He's an egotistic arsehole and he thinks he's better and above everybody else. He's the one that needs to be brought back down to earth and punished.
David says Sevilla were making siren noises when Roma were taking the penalties. Go and watch it back, man. Was it disgraceful, to be honest? Uh, you'll be pretty shocked. I'll have to watch it then, mate. Yeah, definitely. Tanji says, there's absolutely no way I want Mourinho anywhere near our club in the future. He's a spoiled, petulant child. Sure, Bobby Robson would be disgusted with him right now. Yes, he
Disgusted.
probably would.
Yeah.
Go on, Kel. Don't hold back, says Ian.
Ian, Ian, that's one thing about me, mate. I never hold back. Tony and tonight, like honestly, like now against Tony, I love Tony. I love him. But like with John, like mainly Rolly, if I disagree, I'm gonna tell you, and that's why people enjoy it when I come on because I'm gonna say it how it is,
There's no harm
and
in that, though, Kel. Well,
I don't hold back.
look at the other week, Kel, when we done that prediction show, and and Rolly was on about the football, saying, "Oh well, under Rafa the football weren't great," and I jumped in and I said, "Oh, whoa, whoa, hang on a minute, I'm going to defend him on this one. I disagree with you, Rolly." And I said why I disagreed with him because at the time, Rafa had to play that way because he couldn't buy the players he wanted in the club. He was under tight constraints because of the fat controller. So he couldn't. He had to play that way. He had to play negative football just to keep us in the Premier League.
I disagree. Okay, I disagree with you right now. Rafa made his substitutions far too late.
Oh,
Far
I'm not
too
saying he
late
did.
for me.
I'm not. I'm Yeah. I'm not saying about your substitutions, but what I'm saying is the reason we had to play that sort of football was because
Oh,
he didn't
okay.
have the players that he wanted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
players Rafa wanted, the fat controller wouldn't buy them. So
Yeah. I just didn't like
uh,
how late he made his changes with Rafa. That's what one thing that
uh,
annoyed me.
Tanji says fans throwing chairs at a referee and his family in the airport is unacceptable.
Of
Absolutely,
course it
Tanji.
is. Of course it
Love
is.
it, Kel, mate. Always keep it for real. Absolutely, and we've got to keep it for real. You know, that's what it's all about, mate. That's what it's all about. And yeah. But anyway, as the show is drawing to a close, because obviously I've got to get off to bed soon, because I've got to get up in the morning to catch a train, because I'm off to York. But it's been a great show. We've been going on for an hour and 20 minutes now. It's been absolutely fantastic. As I say, having to use my iPad, it's different for a change rather than the computer, the laptop.
Being alright.
But
It's flew over.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I'll get some good news on my laptop. I'm hoping it's not too expensive to repair. Yeah. But if you have liked what you see, then please do smash like. If you haven't yet smashed like, then please do either now or on your way out. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, then smash the subscribe button. Come and join this amazing community here, and also the bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. Kyle, before we go, do you want to let people know where they can find you on your socials, my friend?
I think we all know. At K4V NUFC, just on Twitter.
Just on Twitter. And yes, you can find me on Twitter down there. Where is it? Down there at Tony31. Also the same handle on Twitch as well. Also on Facebook, it's All Black and White TV. So if you click to join, I will let you in and approve your request straight away. I did have one person come on to somebody wanted to join It's All Black and White TV on Facebook. This will make you laugh. And I don't mean it. I'm not taking the pay out of anybody, by the way, here. I think the bloke got himself mixed up, but he came on, and I thought, all right, okay then. I let him in, and then he started talking about black and white TV. So I was like, whoa, whoa, that's not what this channel's about. Sorry, mate. So I had to
What?
just chuck him out. I had to chuck him off. He started putting pictures up about black and white TVs, and like he sent us a post like to approve about black and white TVs. And I thought, oh, hang on, that's not what this is about, mate. Sorry. So I just like sort of like, boop, I just booted him out. Uh, so I
Oh,
just
bless
thought,
him.
sorry, mate, sorry, not the right channel, mate, not the right group. If you're looking for that sort of group, keep searching, but it's certainly not this one.
No,
Bye,
kidding.
Tony Calno says coffee. Bye bye to you, coffee. Take care, everyone, says Ian. You too, mate. Cheers.
See,
Tanji says Michael Oliver, fourth official for that final, literally was like a boxing referee the whole game, stopping both benches, arguing and fighting. Michael Oliver's a great, great referee. I like him. He was a referee for the championship final against Luton and in Coventry, and I thought he ref that game really, really well. He did really well in that game. Shame we can't have him, but we can't because he's a Newcastle fan and he's a Geordie. Billy says,
is he?
good evening, Billy. He says, keep on going, Tony. You smashed the nearest opposition tonight. Well done, Kyle, too. Cheers, Billy. Thank you, mate.
Always.
Yeah, Michael Oliver was great last week. Coffee says, I remember when Tony first started his challenge, I had trouble finding it because I kept searching results for black and white TVs. Yeah, but when you think at the start, though, Coffee, when I first started my channel, I think a lot of people have found it hard to find because at the time there wasn't a lot of views, a lot of likes at the time because it only just started, you know. Um, but now everybody can find it. It's everywhere. So, you know, it's as soon as you go onto YouTube, you can find it. And that's why it's important when you smash those likes because it does keep it towards the top of those search settings and people find it easily. And like I say, I've getting brand new viewers on. I've got viewers now from Uganda, from Saudi Arabia, from Thailand, from Norway, Australia, Fiji, you know, so it's absolutely fantastic. All these viewers around the world coming in. It's absolutely brilliant. Um, Pete says, hi, folks. Hi, Pete. Hope you're well, mate. Um,
Hi, mate.
and Mohammed says, tomorrow's cup final, Man City versus Man United. Yeah, I think City win that one all day long. I'm going to say 2-0 City, but yeah, I think
The
so.
20 to 9 on, so if you have your 100 quid on, you'd let you just gonna win 50 quid. You're gonna win half your money back.
Yeah,
It's mad.
yeah. But yeah, no, it's been a great short night, guys and girls, and yeah, it's been enjoyable, and we've had a good discussion. Shane Rowley couldn't make it tonight, but it
It
was a bit
is a
too late.
shame.
Bit
It
too
is a
late for him
shame.
apparently. So don't know if he's tucked up in bed now, is old Rowley. You know, and Billy says Matoma did run out of steam, but he will be better off for the game time next season. Absolutely,
David,
Billy,
start me
definitely.
on the Matoma. It's the end of the show. I've had me run.
Pete says Hope City smashed the Red Twats. Yeah, absolutely. Tanji says Goofy Fernandez to be sent off in my satisfaction bet tomorrow.
Oh
Well, I'd
yes.
call him Ferret Face, yeah. So yeah, let's hope Ferret Face is miserable tomorrow. Um, there will be tomorrow, says Pete. But yeah. But
Do you know
anyway,
what?
guys, yeah,
If we sign Bruno Fernandez, he's a bit like Anthony Gordon, you know. Like, do you know like people got on Anthony Gordon's side, it's like he's a twat, but he's our twat now.
yeah,
I just if we sign Bruno Fernandez, I don't think I could ever be on that guy's side. I don't care. I just don't think I could ever support him. Could you?
I don't think we'll ever sign him. To be fair, no.
No, but if we did, Tony, if we did, could you ever like?
I don't know. I don't know because it'll
I
be a hard
couldn't.
one, wouldn't it?
Nah,
Probably not.
can't stand the blow. Anyways,
No,
cheers for tonight, Tony, mate. Thanks for having me
no
on.
worries. But thank you to everybody coming on tonight. And if you have only just joined the show, make sure you go back and watch it from the start. It's a cracking show. Got another comment. Bruno Fernandez can go to Madrid, says Coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
go to
Absolutely.
Saudi Arabia for me, like,
Yeah, absolutely. So remember, guys, the future's bright. The future's definitely black and white. It's bye-bye from me.
and me.
How are you, lads?